The new Speaker of the House. We got one, ladies and gentlemen. A nice, soft-spoken, Harry Potter-looking, handsome young man. Kurt, what? I'll give you one guess and one guess only. He's going to tell us what his first order of business is now that he's Speaker. What is it?
Well, you have the answer up behind you.
Oh, damn.
You ruined the whole game.
Oh, man. Remember the question, though. After we hear this, you tell me what's going to happen with that bill.
Okay. Now, all right. I just want to say I love, because he's very anti-abortion, but he does support Israel's right to choose.
Yeah.
Gaza's their womb.
Yep.
They can go in and kill any kids they want.
Check it out.
Extraordinary crisis right now. And the world needs us to be strong. They need us to remember.
I got to say this really quickly. When I was watching this and I was seeing this with no writing and not knowing what it was, I knew what it was going to be. But even as a leftist, praying that it would be the border would be the first thing. Anything that has to do with America. You might not even agree what's going on with the border, but can we vote on something that has to do with America and Americans?
The world needs us, Pasta. Now, can you please stop interrupting Harry Potter? Thank you.
Remember,
Rep Potter,
and the world needs us to be strong. They need us to remember our creed and our admonition.
Same bullshit talk.
Turmoil and violence have rocked the Middle East and Eastern Europe. We all know it. And tensions continue to build in the Indo-Pacific. The country demands strong leadership of this body, and we must not waver. Our nation's greatest ally in the Middle East is under attack. The first bill that I'm going to bring to this floor in just a little while will be in support of our dear friend Israel, and we're overdue in getting that done.
Do you think Americans feel that way, though? How many? What do you really think, honestly?
No. Well, there wouldn't be such a big lobby if Americans felt that way.
Right.
You know,
I hear my mom.
Our friend Israel is vital to us getting old, so we have to go to Israel. Or democracy in the only democracy in the Middle East.
Yes, and if they're going to sell, we have to defend Ukraine.
We have to bomb Iran's oil.
If we have to defend Ukraine to protect our democracy, we sure as hell need to defend Israel to protect our democracy.
In fact, I'm starting to think we didn't need to defend Ukraine at all for democracy. We definitely got to defend Israel, because what's our vital intelligence hub for all the operations we do between them and the Saudis?
Yeah. So you think that a lot of Americans are like, they were pissed off and like, I wish it was something else, or they were like, it's expected, it's okay. Or, I mean,
I think the majority of Americans it's starting to dawn on them that all of this is a big charade, because nothing that you care about, all the things you would care about, do not matter, because the world is counting on us. Oh, the world needs us.
He said it. He said it. He did. Let's play the rest of this.
Yep. More bullshit.
Woo!
We're going to show not only Israel, but the entire world that the barbarism of Hamas that we have all seen play out on our television screens is wretched and wrong. And we are going to stand for the good in that conflict.
Yeah,
I wanted to make sure that
there's one thing there's plenty of in that conflict. It's
good. Why does everybody like they try to?
Oh, an evangelical Christian. So that's why.
It's like they want to try to say that the Hamas attack is on a different level, more barbaric than everything Israel's been doing for the past.
Why did we help support
75 years, right?
Why did we help pay Hamas along with?
Well, that's
Netanyahu?
the easiest way to.
Why are we still supporting Al Qaeda?
Yeah,
and it's not. It's a bipartisan effort in Syria. Hillary Clinton's in on it. Hillary Clinton, we played the clip of her talking about how we supported all these terrorists to fight Russia.
Yeah.
And we got to keep doing that. It's not top secret, everyone.
Obama called them moderate rebels. They're moderate rebels.
Well, compared to ISIS,
they're moderate jihadists.
Al Qaeda is moderate. They're like boomer compared to ISIS.
Listen, people have to stop with trying to kind of separate in this argument that's going on. What Hamas did. It's just all forms of war are awful.
Okay.
All forms of war are awful.
Let me stay clearly on this.
You can't make one better than the other.
No. I mean, you're not going to drag me down with your Hamas love. Screw Hamas. They're not freedom fighters. Screw them. Now, past that, why are you punishing 2 million people for the horrible, that I condemn crimes of 30,000? You're telling me it's okay to starve 2 million people to get those? How come we didn't do that in Afghanistan or Iraq? Why didn't we starve the entire population of Iraq to get ISIS? Because we could have won instead of been losers. Israel's allowed to do that, but we can't.
Well, first of all, it's a different situation. Hamas is hidden underneath, and they can't use those buildings to go in up and at them.
We pulled Saddam out of a goddamn tunnel.
That's first of all. Secondly, I'm trying to think of another excuse to say. Wait a second. It's a different situation.
Hamas are killers. Listen, Hamas are killers. Until nobody's a freedom fighter or whatever, or a terrorist, as the great Osama bin Laden taught us. He was a freedom fighter. He died a terrorist. So you don't get your score till the end. Right now, you're just a killer. Hamas are just killers, okay? Let's say they somehow won their terrorist battle and then brought democracy and shared our values. Then they'd become freedom fighters. That ain't till the end. Right now, they're just killers. My question is, why are all these people who aren't killers, why are you just, Hamas blew up the hospital so they could false flag it and blame it on Israel. Really?
Yeah.
So you're telling me Israel, that is starving and keeping water away from the entire population, Hamas couldn't just wait for them to blow up the hospital themselves, since traditionally they just do that, and they say Hamas stored missiles there. Why would Hamas even need to shoot the missiles, store the missiles in the hospital like you usually do, and Israel will blow them up? It doesn't even make sense to say they blew up the hospital.
Well, it's, the WHO has sent warnings to Israel to stop blowing up hospitals, so it's, it's kind of crazy that you're going to make this argument.
Listen, don't join the goddamn revolution. Call them freedom fighters, because let me tell you something. Even though I agree, I think we actually agree, because I'm not the freedom fighter thing. People, you ever see how stupid the people that live here are?
Yeah.
Okay? I'm telling you, as a stupid person, if I hear someone going, Hamas is good, I'm like, what the freedom? What do you have, a Che Guevara shirt, dipshit? That's what goes in my head. People need to understand they are murdering 2 million civilians to punish 30,000 evil terrorists. America, all the bad stuff we did, I don't remember us ever putting a siege around these countries, okay, just to get a small number of terrorists. I remember hearts and minds. That's what I remember. Israel don't have to do hearts and minds?
No. And the crazy thing about it is, Kurt, you're so right, too, because they're punishing this 2 million people, right? The 2.4 million people there, 1.4 are already displaced now, so they're gone. They have no place to live. Out. But the thing about it is with all this carpet bombing going on, and it hasn't even affected Hamas. And they're listening right now, because just the other day they finally reported they named a Hamas commander for the first time. Like, this Hamas commander, so-and-so, and so we got him here and there. They're doing that now because people are going, wait a second. Isn't Hamas down on the ground in all these tunnels? It's all over all the newspapers right now. They're down there. They're buried.
That's for us.
They're not being hurt.
That's for us.
And what they're doing is that when Israel comes in, they just went in and they sent a small little unit in through the middle of Gaza. Guess what they did, Kurt?
They got shot up.
They had to leave by foot. The IDF had to run away because what happened? Hamas came out of their tunnels where they're waiting because they're ready for this warfare. And that's why Israel is not going in, because they know if they do, they're going to get their asses handed to them. They just lost a 19-year-old kid. They had a tank and a bulldozer in there, and they left on foot. They're not ready to do this. So all this carpet bombing is for nothing.
Wait, no, it's not for nothing. It's
for what then?
It's to take that land. But hold on.
Exactly.
Hold on.
You said it, not me. He said it.
No, the Jew Dan Cohen told us.
Sorry.
I would
Damn.
I want to stress to everyone watching, if an Arab had told me any of this...
Well, that's just the theory.
Stop, let me finish, please. If an Arab had told me any of this, or a Muslim, I want to assure everyone I would never listen to an Arab or Muslim. It was 2 Jews that told me about this stuff, not Arabs. I am not a traitor to our best friend in the region. I just want to make that clear.
Okay. Well, that's just a theory, right? They have something called the Dahaya Doctrine, which means they can blow up these buildings. It's a war crime, but they can blow up these buildings so Hamas can't use them.
Yeah.
So
they hide their missiles there.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they blow the
70,
buildings
80 meters down on the ground. They had a couple of those people who were released, the hostages. It's like, no, it's a spider web of stuff. They're sitting there and waiting. What they're doing right now is disgusting.
You know why? People in Israel do know, okay? Even the ones that are like, I want to
They don't care.
Yes, but the bottom line is the stuff we're getting, Americans are morons. We don't know anything. We don't even get as good of news as the people from Israel get, because all the stuff I found out that makes me mad, it turns out is openly reported in their versions of the New York Times and the Post. What an idiot Netanyahu is, how he screwed up, the fact that, no, they're not going to just be able to win like that. In America, Mossad's the best. Oh, the IDF are tough. Yeah, it looks like they got kind of soft.
Yeah.
Looks like he relied on electronics a little bit too much.
And AI, right? We talked
and
about
AI.
it, right?
Looks like Yuval Harari.
They're not ready for the Kurt. They carpet bombed from a distance the last time, and you heard this from Dan Cohen, killing Gaza in 2014. They had to retreat. They're on foot. They had to retreat. And they just started bombing.
Don't worry.
All right, so let's get back to the new speaker. New speaker, Michael Johnson.
We're sending our non-binaries to you.
This name here, Mike Johnson, an evangelical Christian, holds ties to Israel's far right.
Oh, you don't say.
Goody gumdrops. Louisiana Representative Mike Johnson described his 2020 visit to Jerusalem's Temple Mount as the fulfillment of a biblical prophecy.
Yeah, Harry Potter would rise from the dead. That is in Harry Potter.
His election is the most significant victory to date for the evangelicals in D.C., and that was written in 2023, just the other day. But this is from he read about it a long time ago. New speaker, this is Jeffrey Stein, says new speaker Johnson says the House GOP is going to insist on spending cuts to find the $14 billion that Biden has requested for Israel. We're going to find the cuts elsewhere to do that, Johnson said.
So here's
the thing.
Ukraine?
They're going to cut education. They're going to cut health care from Americans so they can give it to Israel for bombs.
Not from Ukraine. Is Ukraine at least going to get education and health care?
Going to cut the WIC so Israel can lob endless bombs into the prison city that has no electricity, water, or air defenses.
Oh, WIC checks. Oh,
yeah,
so those,
WIC.
Yeah, WIC. When I worked at the supermarket, you get
the WIC checks.
End of the month is the WIC check.
Poor people's food.
Yeah, right. That's why they're fat. They buy it all in one shot at the end of the month because of WIC check. That's seriously. That's that.
No, I know about WIC. I have friends who. Many of us conservatives have reservations about the two-state solution because, as a Bible-believing Christian, I don't see a place for that. Speaker Mike Johnson during a junket visiting Israel.
Oh, here we go.
Do you know this, Kurt? I don't know if you know this. Anyone who wants to thwart the establishment of the Palestinian state has to support bolstering Hamas and transferring money to Hamas. He told at a meeting of his Likud party's Knesset members and
at the Knesset.
At the Knesset. This is part of our strategy to isolate Palestinians in Gaza from Palestinians in the West Bank, and that was from Prime Minister Netanyahu. I'm holding on to this one. I'm going to replay this. I'm going to play this every single time we have to talk about this subject. This is something Kurt hits on, very strongly. Hey, listen, if you want to stop Hamas, first thing you do, stop funding them.
But we need to stop the two-party state that stupid liberals thought was a thing. Well, like your Jon Stewart dumb liberals. They're going to have two states.
Two-state solution.
So this is what I was talking about. The evangelicals that have been run out by all the Bill Maher Democrat. Bill Maher is not woke, but he thinks it's crazy. Even though the Bible is the reason Israel, the main justification is the Bible. You told everyone the Bible is stupid. You called them terrorists. They're rednecks like this guy that just got in. He's not a real redneck. Yeah. You try to make the kids gay. So now you don't have the support for this like you thought you did. Yeah. You don't.
And you don't have anybody to go fight that war when it does happen.
Hey, come see us doing a live stand-up show in Bloomington, Illinois, Indianapolis, Levittown, New York, Red Bank, New Jersey, Wilmington, Delaware, Covina, California, Burbank, California, Oxnard, California, Venice, California, and Palmdale, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.